Hello and welcome to the CWT Business YouTube channel. So for today's video, I want to talk about Bitcoin and the fact that a lot of people consider it too, volatile to invest in. And really with that, if you actually do look at Bitcoin, it is very volatile. I think in the last, week it's dropped 25%. And as someone who invests into Bitcoin, obviously, seeing your money drop by 25% is not, a fun thing to experience. But also, if you look at Bitcoin as a whole, and if you look at the argument that's too volatile, I'd like to point out, and this is really, I feel important for when people say Bitcoin isn't a good investment because of this. I really don't know if it really matters that much, because think about it like this, right? Every time Bitcoin goes sharply up, they do go back down. It is volatile, in that sense, it is volatile. But after it does go back down, it does experiencing that, it always ends up going back higher. It always ends up going back up higher than it was before. It is definitely increasing in value, and it's increasing in value dramatically. If you're taking a sharp dive and then going back up higher than you were before, then you're still making money. If I bet $20 in Bitcoin tomorrow and it drops down to 10 and then tomorrow goes up to 30, I've still made my money and it's still working as an investment. Really, if you can say that you think, next time Bitcoin, experiences a 25% crash, or even goes down 90% or something like that. If you're saying it doesn't, if you don't believe in the future of it, you don't believe it'll come back higher than it was before, that's one thing. But that's really not even what these people are saying, and that's one thing I'm kind of confused on why people have such a big problem with it. If your problem with Bitcoin is the fact that it's going up and down so often, and the fact that your money will be in decreasing, but you still believe it's going to come back higher than it was before, then it shouldn't really be an issue. And that's kind of if you're investing in something, it should always really be for the long term. When I understand, obviously there's exceptions, but really with myself, right? When I put my money into Bitcoin, I wasn't putting it in there, to make profits in a week. I was putting it in there to make profits in years. I'm trying to put it in there for a long time. So because of that, when I look at my money being decreased by 25%, it doesn't really matter that much, because I believe that when it comes back, it'll come back higher than it was when I put the money in. And because of that, if that's your reason for not investing, I'm by no means an expert on the topic, but if that's your reason for not investing, I really think that argument doesn't really seem to have any merit. And I saw this actually today, and this is actually the reason I'm making this video. I was on Twitter earlier when I saw, a financial a financial blog that posted that Bitcoin can never be a good investment because of its validity. And that just doesn't really make any sense. That's kind of what is any investment. Anything you invest in is going to have days where it goes up. It's going to have days when it goes down. Obviously, not as sharply as Bitcoin, which is makes a lot of people nervous. And a lot of people don't invest just because of that nervousness. But if you have faith in the investment, which I believe you should in any investment, I'm not gonna, I do. I put a lot of my money into investments. 25% of my income every week goes into my investments. And every single thing I invest for the long run, for one, but I also invest because I believe in the company, or in this case the currency that I'm investing in. I believe that it'll go up, and I believe that it'll flourish. So when I look at Bitcoin, I believe that in the next 10, 15, 20 years, Bitcoin is going to be accepted by more places and become a more established currency. Which, keep in mind, that's the difference right now, and I believe it has a lot of it's the up and downs, people not really knowing what's going to happen. But you do see now that it is getting accepted in more places, and I think that'll continue. I think once that continues, obviously it'd be more accepted, and obviously they continue to grow. And I believe, I very much believe in the long run of Bitcoin. I believe in what it's doing, and I believe in what it stands for. So because of that, this week, you see a 25% decrease in your investment. It really doesn't bother me at all, because one, I'm not planning to sell. As of right now, I'm not planning to sell. And two, I believe the 25% is temporary, and it's easily going to go back up. Right now, it's worth about 35K a coin. But I believe, and I believe strongly, that in the next few years, we're going to see it reaching 100K a coin. And because of that, no matter when it goes down now or when it goes up now, I'm not that concerned, because I believe I'm going to approach the 100K benchmark. And because of that, I'm holding on to the currency, and I'm really not that worried. It's I was watching, I was reading that article, I was watching Kevin O'Leary talk about it, and everyone's criticism with this coin is that it's volatile. But it doesn't really matter, because yes, it goes down, but but it goes back up higher than it has before, and it has every single time. And I believe, and I think anyone that would invest in it believes, that it's going to keep doing so. And like honestly, if you don't think it will, then obviously like you shouldn't invest. You should always invest in like what you believe in. But I really think like in this case, it makes more sense to believe that it's going to keep doing what it's doing. And because of that, not only like am I currently invested in Bitcoin, I will be continually putting like more and more money into Bitcoin because I believe in the investment. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and also like the video. Make sure to press like, helps me in the algorithm. I'm really trying to grow this channel. So thank you for watching, and bye.